Hello everyone, welcome to my first video on this channel. So for this video I'm going to be disassembling a Dell OptiPlex 990 DT. Now this works with what I think I'm correct when saying that it works with most Dell OptiPlex DT models or desktops. And yeah, well, let's get into it. Sorry, first thing I want to mention is I am not a professional. I figured out how to do this all myself at home. And don't try any of this like yourself. Or try it at your own risk. That's what I mean. I'm not good at this YouTube stuff yet. Alright, so I guess the first thing you want to do is just make sure your computer's unplugged, which, I mean, obviously there's nothing connected to mine, so I'm all good there. So, first thing I'm going to do is pop the side of the case off. Now with the OptiPlex DT, it's pretty easy. You can just flick up this lever here and pull it up. Some cases will have screw holes on the side that you might need to undo, but this one's just an easy latch mechanism. So, the next thing I usually try to do is I just pop this front panel. I can't remember what it's called, but I just pop this off first. You just might have to lift it up a little bit to take it out, and then there, it just comes off, as you can see. 990 OptiPlex 990, as I said. And yeah, that's pretty easy. Now, the next thing I like to do is take out my optical drive. So I am going to, excuse any background noise, I'm not sure if you can hear that, but my mom's cooking downstairs. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to want to unplug this. You might need a bit of force with some of these cables. I'm just going to want to unplug all this stuff, all these SATA cables, and put them off to the side, including the power for the drive as well. Now with this, you can then probably lift it up and slide it forwards. And you should just be able to slide it out like that. I'm going to be putting all this stuff off to the side. Now I don't really worry about anti-static stuff. I just do how I feel fit. Anyway, so after I've got that out, I do things in a very random order. I'm just going to want to take the Wi-Fi out. Now I have done some modification to this. So the CPU has been changed. It was originally an i5 2500, but that got fried by another power supply, so I swapped it out for an i3 2100, which is at current my only working CPU, apart from like an old 2-core thingo, which I don't even bother with anymore. Yeah, so I'm just going to unscrew this Wi-Fi. Now, not everyone has Wi-Fi. This OptiPlex, actually, I picked up off the side of the road and fixed up. It actually came with this Wi-Fi receiver, so I'm not sure if they modified it, the original owner modified it. But you're just going to want to screw off the Wi-Fi antennas if you've got it. Now, the next thing you want to do is just lift up this tab with the little sticker, pop it off. It might take a little bit of force, and that will give you access to all the PCIe slots, which you can just pull out casually, and then that's the Wi-Fi card out. And I have a little expansion card. I haven't managed to get it working. I don't know what drivers it needs, but I just pop that out as well. And that can go off to the side. Now that that's all out, I think what we want to do is pull out the hard drive. Now this is an old Western Digital drive that I pulled out of a Foxtel IQ2, I think. It's 500 gigabytes. It has been changed from the original one, which was only 250 gigabytes. In fact, I'll go find it quickly. So the original drive in it was a Seagate, 250 gigabyte drive right there. Yeah, so that's the original one. So I guess the first thing to do is just to lift this, push this tab in, and that'll allow you to take out the caddy. Now don't pull it too hard once you get it out. In fact, don't pull it at all. Just pop it out and hold it. Then you can undo the drive, SATA cable, and power. I can't remember what the power is actually called. Now, with this out, you can just pop this side off, and you should be good to slip it out, just like that. Now, I'll put this off to the side, just here for a minute, because we can put it back in. I'm just not going to do it yet. So the next thing we want to do, or I want to do, is probably to just pull the RAM out so that it's not, you know, in the way when we're trying to move stuff around. And we don't want to knock it over, of course, either, because, you know, we don't want to break anything. So I find it's easy just to push one side and then the other, but I think the correct way to do it is to push both sides at the same time. So it pops up nice and easily, and then you can just remove it like that. Now this is modified RAM as well. Yours will look more like... Yours will most likely look more like this stock RAM right here. So just getting both of these out again, pop them out, and that's the RAM done. So the next thing to do, I think I want to just pull out. Now this is a bit messy, this cable management and all that. I'm not a master of this at all. I'm still a novice at PC building. I'm going to try to build myself a gaming PC. I'll do a video on that soon. But for now, I think what we're going to want to do is just try to unplug all the cables that are involved on the motherboard. So first I'm just going to pull out this the power and fan controller, I guess. And I'll just hang this over to the side. We can pull this out later, but I'm probably not going to bother with that. So then there's the intruder right here. We can just pop that out. I don't actually 100% know what the intruder does. I think it's just designed to tell the computer if it's open. You can just, sometimes you need a bit of force on the intruder. Hang on just a minute. Where is it there? Oh God, it's being a pain. Now I'll come back to the intruder. There's temperature sensor just up there. Basically, just pull out all the cables you can. Temperature sensor, to get this off, you just press this in so that you can flick this up, and then you should be able to just hang on, where is it? Push this in so you can pop it out, slide it out like that. Okay, the next thing I usually want to do is just pop out these first off, I'm going to pop out this front, like the power and reset and all that switches. It's all in the one unit, which makes it very easy to slot back in if you are going to put it back in. I'll just push this off to the side for now. Lift that up, that's the CPU power. I'm going to pull that out, and then the main power to the board you want to pop out as well. Just like that. You might need a little bit of force for it. Sometimes it gets a bit stuck. Now there's the front I/O just here. Just give it a little tug and it should come out pretty easily. Now here is the painful thing, going back to that. It's just, I hate the intruder so much. I don't like it. I don't fully understand it, but it is there, so. I usually just leave the intruder unplugged. There we go, that's the intruder out. Now we can just slide it. Now, I have pulled this intruder out before, so it is a little bit looser, but you can just slide it out, just pop it off this slot here. It might be a bit difficult considering that there are little barbs in here that hold it in place. They're not sharp, they're just barbs to hold it in place. Now, the next thing, I guess, we can unplug the speaker too, which might be a little bit annoying, so I think I'll go for the... We'll do the speaker. So to get the speaker out, you want to press this tab and then pull up, and you should be able to pop the speaker itself straight out. And then just here, just put that out, and then you should be good to pull the speaker through. Just maybe make sure the cables don't get caught on anything and pop it out. Like that, speaker's out. Now I'm just putting all this stuff off to the side. Okay, so moving on now. I'm going to want to take the motherboard out first. So be careful with this one. Oh, I just realized I left it. I missed a screw last time I built it up. So make sure you don't do that. Make sure you keep all the screws if you're going to put it back together in the same way. So I'm just going to get my screwdriver, undo them most of the way. I'm actually going to pop this off because sometimes it gets in the way, especially with this one. Now, if your screwdriver is long enough, I put it through here. I'm not sure what to do if it's not long enough. I don't have a screwdriver that's not long enough. It's too short, apart from this little one, but that can't open these anyway. So you can pop that out. Just go around to make sure that all the screws that are in the motherboard are at least loose first. That's the way I see it. So I don't think there's any along here. Now this is I think it's a micro ATX board. So it's not too big versus a ATX board, which is rather large. In fact, I'll grab a very old ATX board for comparison. That's, you know, a size difference, quite substantially. So I'm just going to pop all these out. Just going to reach in and grab them like that, nice and easy. Now all the screws are the same. I would recommend keeping a pattern. I don't do this just because they are all the same. But that way, if you have the pattern, you know how many you need and you don't lose them and you don't forget where a screw hole is, like I did. Then, yeah, just get all the screws out. I'm very sorry for the bad camera and probably audio quality. My iPhone X is getting old, it's getting a little bit outdated. And I haven't got a camera set up and I'm not ready to set up my microphone and add those together. I don't have good video editing skills, so let's just stick to recording it all on an iPhone for now. So I'm just gonna continue to undo these as I go around, making sure I got every single one. And I think that's all. I can just do a quick scan to make sure you don't see any others. Okay, which is good. So we'll just try. We might have to pull the power supply out just because it is over this corner of the motherboard and we don't want to damage it. So we'll try it. I'll try it, but oh yeah, okay. No, scan. There's a little screw in here, so I missed it on the scan. Like I said, yeah. So I just unscrew this. There we go, and then that should be all. Yep. So the motherboard is now loose enough to shake around a little. So this is in the way. So I'm going to have to undo the power supply first. So the thing I'm going to do is you can lift these, you can bend them a little bit. I find I just bend them a little bit and push them out. I'm sure as well, this probably breaks any warranty that was on the product. So if your product is still under warranty, I'd recommend not doing this. But considering I found this on the side of the road already broken originally, and then I fixed it up, I doubt there's a warranty on it. And just lift this up and pop all these cables, except these ones are front I/O. Just pop all the cables that are coming out of this off to the side. Now, on the back, there should be 3 screws that look very similar to these ones. 2 towards, I guess, the bottom if you're sitting it flat like this, and 1 towards the top. You can just unscrew them. Now, thread pattern, I'm looking at it now and it's exactly the same, so you shouldn't have to worry too much about mixing them up. But I'd recommend as well keep them separate, just because, I don't know, for the sake of not losing anything. Alright, so that's the last one coming out now. You can see the power supply move a little bit, probably, and then you can just, there's a tab in here, you just need to press that down and that way you can slip it off. Nice and easy. And then tip that so it pops out. Push this back in so that all of it comes out, and then there you go. You can just remove the power supply, nice and easy, like that. Put it off to the side, and then push this back down so it doesn't push all of these back down so they don't get in the way of when you're removing the motherboard, which we're about to do now. Just lift it up. So you pull it. Don't directly pull it straight up because there is the rear I/O. you need to pull it back first so that it like comes out of the rear IO and doesn't damage anything. With this out, we can just put it off to the side and pop this out too. It might be a bit tight because they're not designed to be removed, but if you just push it, give it enough pressure, a nice easy pop out. So I believe that's the case empty. Now my one, I'm not sure about all of them. My one has these little rubber stoppers. You can just pop them off nice and easy. I'm not going to bother with this. Now this is the case fully empty. If you want, you can take the front IO off as well. I'd recommend that if you're using the motherboard, because you will get an error when you log in saying front IO, I'm pretty sure it is, or something like that. The front IO not detected. So if you're not too worried about that, you don't have to take it out and transfer it over. But if you are, for your sake, there is a single screw at the top of this IO piece. Single screw right there. Just unscrew that and you should be able to pretty easily pop it out. I'm going to make sure this is in frame. If you unscrew it, nice and easy. Now I believe it is the same thread pattern as the previous screws, so it should look about the same. I'd recommend, as I say, keep it separate. I don't personally, but that's just because I'm lazy. So you should just be able to push this up towards the top of the case and then just pull this out. Now you will have a zip tie around here, around this area. I got rid of mine because I was doing some modding ages ago and I put it in a different case and then I moved it back and this whole thing happened. Anyway, and that's the case pretty much entirely disassembled. I don't know how to get out this power and reset switch, but I don't think that matters. Yeah, and then I guess you can just do all these steps in reverse to kind of put it back in, but I'd recommend putting the power supply in first if you're putting it back together. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video, which is hopefully very soon, because I have a really nice case that I want to build this PC in.